What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Sloppy Saturdays. And today we're going over a very big headline. Top quarterback in the recent high school class, Ryder Lyons, commits to BYU. And it caused a little bit of controversy. He selects BYU over, I think it came down to Oregon and USC. It really came down to Oregon and BYU. He selects BYU, and he got offers from every single place you could think of when we're talking about schools like Ole Miss, Alabama, Texas, Notre Dame. Basically, every top school in the country offer Ryder Lyons, and we're here to talk about his fit with BYU and why I believe he chose BYU. Now, first off, I know this is very controversial. Like I just said, he had offers from every school in the country, and he chooses BYU. But I truly believe this was the right decision. First off, for Ryder Lyons, we're talking about the number 3 player in the class. We're talking about an NIL deal, NIL value, that his value is $750,000, which I don't know how true it is. That's from On3. When we look at Bryce Underwood last year and a couple of players like Bryce Underwood getting $12 million deals, I don't know if 750,000 is accurate. And that's another big thing when you talk about the bigger schools, more NIL money. I mean, BYU is a big school, but when you talk about schools like Alabama, Georgia, did he make the right move? I still think he did. Now, he's the highest rated BYU recruit, 5-star since 2003. I absolutely love Ryder Lyons' decision here. Now, the thing that sold Ryder Lyons to BYU, that was rumored in the article I read, his path to the playoffs, proven QB development, NIL, and church affiliation. Now, there's going to be two things we talk about why I believe Ryder Lyons really chose BYU. The first thing is path to the playoffs. I love this decision for Ryder Lyons because out of the 4 power conferences, there is no doubt in the future that the Big 12 is the biggest wide open conference in college football with the Power 4. There is no dominant school in this conference. This conference is wide open, and putting a top player like Ryder Lyons in for the future, I think it could separate them from the pack. Now, you look at Arizona State last year, and this year they're going to be great with Sam Levitt, but Sam Levitt's going to be out the door. Obviously, you look at Colorado with Deion Sanders. Iowa State has been pretty good. Texas Tech has a hell of a lot of money. But again, no schools that are really dominant. And in a 12-team college football playoff that's constantly expanding, he could have a wide open door to the college football playoffs, I believe. So I think path to the playoffs was absolutely huge. And I really salute him choosing BYU because we talked about it over this whole year in these videos when we're looking at QB competitions. He joins Alabama. He joins Ohio State. We're seeing guys like Keelan Russell and Tavion St. Clair really have to earn their spot. Like, you have a group of 5-star recruits. You may not be able to get your opportunity, but joining BYU in a wide open conference and you being their guy, I think it is the best situation possible for him. Not only that, I think the church affiliation is absolutely huge in his decision for BYU. The biggest controversial thing with this Ryder Lyons recruiting commitment is that he's foregoing the 2026 season due to a church mission, and he's coming in 2027. Now, when you talk about religious affiliations and everything, it's a very sensitive topic, but I don't really know that I like that he's going on a church mission in 2026. I feel like if you're a 5-star guy, if you're this talented at quarterback, you can't really give other people an advantage over you. You got to have every competitive advantage. Now, he is going to play in spring ball, apparently, in spring practices, and he is going to be around the team. But again, he's not coming in until 2027, which could be tough for his development. I mean, you need every year in college football for your development, but maybe this possibly makes him stay an extra year in college towards the end that he may not stay. But again, I don't really like that he's not going to be with everything with the team in 2026, and he's basically skipping a year. Ryder Lyons, though, an absolutely coveted guy that everybody wanted. When we look at Ryder Lyons, we're looking at 6,500 pass yards, 1,500 rushing yards in 2 years, an absolute dual threat that tore up California. He was the California Gatorade Player of the Year. And like I said, I absolutely love his decision to go to BYU. Like I said, he's joining the Big 12 conference that is wide open and expand the college football playoffs. And not only that, a BYU school that has been great in quarterback development. When we look at Taysom Hill, Zach Wilson, Jared Hall, Keaton Slovis, all guys that in recent years have been BYU's quarterbacks that have made it to the NFL. So between quarterback development, his conference being wide open, and him being the guy as soon as he steps in for BYU, I absolutely love the decision of Ryder Lyons. Very crazy, this NIL and this recruiting class. We talk about it all the time. We are seeing different things, different trends shape in college football just due to how much the game is changing. But I feel like Ryder Lyons really picked BYU for the right reasons. Yes, he could have went to Texas or Ohio State or Alabama and probably got more NIL money, and maybe he could have been on a bigger stage, but he chose the right path to the playoffs. He chose his church affiliation. He chose a school with good quarterback development, and I think it was the complete right move for him. That wraps up this episode on Ryder Lyons committing to BYU. One of the biggest stories. Comment what you think down below. Did he make the right decision going to BYU? And that wraps up this episode, and Sloppy Saturdays is out.